Ladies and gentlemen, it is once again a very interesting time in the CS market. We're seeing a bunch of skins up pretty decently over the past week. A couple of days ago, everything was up like 5-10%, but we're starting to see things cool off again today. I want to talk about where the market is at exactly, if this is the level for buying. And certain skins definitely are, and definitely were during the dip. So let's start with that. So first off, one skin that I covered during the dip was the M4 Blue Phosphor, because I essentially said, let me scroll all the way down, that when skins like this reach the levels they were at previously, and this thing was hovering around like $550, $600 on buff, we could just see it was at this level for such a long time. That's where the natural demand is. That's a level it perfectly bounced at like $580. I guess it was slightly higher, but still, I was saying like once skins reach this pre-hype level, you could buy them again. There's a very, 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 very little risk, and Blue Phosphor had a massive bounce here, along with the rest of the market. Now, not every single skin reached this pre-hype level. A lot of skins are still pretty expensive compared to what they were just like a year ago, 2 years ago, stuff like that. Butterfly Marble Fade, $2,700, still $700 above that pre-hype level. I guess that's where we could consider that, maybe like 2,100. Those are like the pre-hype levels before things started getting completely parabolic. But it is, of course, still cheaper than the all-time highs. Now, for skins like this, you definitely don't need to be rushing into them. When I've covered stuff like this, it's like, sure, the cases are a lot more expensive, so they might not come all the way back down to pre-hype levels, which makes it kind of hard to determine the best level to buy at. As I always say, if you're holding stuff long-term in the market, you're essentially completely fine. Obviously, you wouldn't want to be buying it around $3,000 levels. $2,750 is still a bit too much for me. I think we are going to see more sellers here. If you see charts like this where things went through this initial quick dip, they slowly got bought up as people tried to buy the dip, but then I think we're going to see more sellers step in, and they're going to come back down eventually. I still don't think we need to be in a rush for that. Now, one sort of type of skin that I'm a huge fan of, I have a field tested out Dragonlord, so I'll just cover this one. I'll look at the Howl as well, is high tier skins. Because every single time we see a hype spike like this, covered this in a bunch of videos, consolidation goes up in price, consolidates at a higher level, blows up in price, consolidates at a higher level, blows up in price, and now it's probably going to consolidate at a higher level again. Now, sure, just like the chart I just showed you, this thing could definitely come back down a few $100 at least. It could come back down like probably 6,500 or something, or it could stay here. Either way, these are the skins you kind of want to be holding for the very long term. They're the skins you buy, they're the skins you forget about. There's so much demand for them. People are willing to pay ridiculous prices for a Dragonlord, as you could see in just the past, well, I guess it's 5 years, but in 5 years, this thing is nearly quadrupled in price. It's a great hold for the long term, and I think it always will be with the rising player count. One skin I really wanted to buy, and I don't believe it's on the front page, so let me find it. Here it is a Howl. I was looking at a field tested one, but I just didn't pull the trigger. I really thought we could come back down in price a little bit more. But I guess they did go, it's kind of like the other skins. It had this rebound. It's so hard to say if you could like buy this safely. But once again, it's like it's a skin I think you could very easily hold for a very long time. Now, it's very interesting with the Howl because every single time we saw it blow up, it blew up to the same level pretty much. In 2021, in 2023, and just recently, of course, in 2025, all to about $10,000 for a factory new Howl. To cash out instantly for PayPal, crypto, and bank transfers, check out Skin.Place. Skin.Place gives you fair prices for every single skin you have, and is an insanely easy process. Here's how it works. Just click the skins you want to sell, enter your crypto address or whatever you need to do, and then you just get sent a trade offer, accept it, and receive your money in about 20 minutes. It's the best way to sell CS2 skins no matter what size your inventory is. Get a 3% bonus on selling your skins with that link at the top of the description. Which is interesting, and that kind of shows to me that that's going to be like a limited price, that people are just not willing to pay any more money for the Howl. But it can definitely reach that level again. Hopefully we see a slow grind up to that level as there's more demand for it over time. But once again, high tier skins I think are great. Personally, I would stay away from stuff like the M4 Hot Rod, especially at these levels. It's up like 37% in the past week. As you can see, that's just too much. You're risking too much doing this. Sure, at like, even at 1,200, I wouldn't have really bought this thing. At like 900, 1,000, sure. But 1,200, I wouldn't buy it. You're just simply hoping for a spike up like this. It's like a more risky Blue Phosphor, pretty much. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a good skin long term if it gets back down to $1,900, just another one you could hold for a super long period of time, but definitely not buying it at whatever it's at, like $1,600. That's a bit too crazy for me. Another sort of type of skin I don't really talk about much is these just random miscellaneous play skins in all of the older cases, and of course, all of the older cases are getting much more expensive. They went through a parabolic uptrend right here. Can they come back down in price? Yes. Do I think they will? They probably will, but like the M4 Print Stream, for example, the M4 Print Stream is in the Broken Fang case. And the Broken Fang case is $10 or $11, I guess. Sorry, this thing is absolutely crazy. And the good thing is, this case has kind of gone through what I think the rest of the market is going to go through. It went through the hype spike, and now it's consolidating at levels. It's been at these levels for, what, like 20 days at this point already, which is great. This is what you want to see. It does kind of look like it's slowly bleeding out, but it's probably going to consolidate at these levels. Maybe it reaches like $10, so it drops another dollar, which is great for the M4 Print Stream. I think it could hold up really well as well, but I do think it could easily come back down to $300. But the thing is, when it gets to these skins, for example, who is paying $11 to unbox a Broken Fang case? It's just not really worth it for that thing. So I think these kind of have a much more limited price that they could reach. I don't think they're going to blow up anywhere near as much as other skins in the market, which aren't really bound to a case that I don't think a ton of people are going to be unboxing anymore. There is relatively a lot of M4 Print Streams in the world. Obviously, they were in this case when it was much cheaper, so there's just a lot of them in existence compared to a Dragon Lord or Howl, which there's not anywhere near as much, so I like them a lot more. And of course, there is other Operation skins as well, and just old drops in the game that are much cheaper if you want something to more reasonably fit your budget. Sapphires, I don't even want to look at. I'm not going to look at them until Valve buffs them. That's a kind of risk you could take, to be completely honest. If you own a Sapphire, I own a Bowie Sapphire actually, I'm just waiting for Valve to buff that thing, because it'll blow up in price then, and I'll probably sell it then, because it'll be a quick move. But will that happen? I don't really know. If you want to hold a Sapphire for an extremely long period of time, you could risk that. Otherwise, I wouldn't touch them, because that's essentially just a gamble, and there's much more safer stuff you could put your money into. Rubies, nearly at all-time highs once again. Rubies are super rare. I think they're going to maintain price a lot better, but it's like we could so easily see something like this happening, and people are kind of, I've seen a couple people comment, they're like, oh, the market rebounded, you're stupid for selling everything and everything you did. I didn't sell that much. I sold about 10 grand worth of my inventory. My inventory is 30 grand at least, and I've got like 3 or 4 grand in cases as well that I don't even consider part of it, like 2100 right here and just 100 items. That doesn't include, or 21,000 or 22,000 rather. Oh my god. But that doesn't even include any of my cases, which is just crazy and shows how expensive the market's gotten. And of course, I have 5 grand in cash as well, just waiting to buy skins on the dip. So I am expecting the market to go lower. If I see a good price, something good for sale, I will definitely scoop it up. But I don't think this is going to be a super quick move. As I've said before, I think it's going to be a long bleed out for this market potentially, as once again, everybody's in profit in the past 60 days, and a lot of these people are going to be comfortable realizing profits as far as I'm concerned. I think that's going to be the general market trend for the next while. Things could be very bouncy up and down, as we do have a much higher player count, and we just came off a big move, so once again, we could see stuff go from $1,700 to like 2 grand in just a week. It's kind of crazy, but unless you're trying to take that massive $400 risk, it's not really worth it. I'd say best thing to do in the market right now, find something for cheap that has really good fundamentals and hold it for a long period of time. Me personally, I like the high tier skins in that department. I would kind of like to buy a Howl. Let's see, I have 5 grand. Can I afford a Howl right now? 4,800 for a field tested one. I could have bought it at 4,300 a few days ago, which kind of makes me sad. But let's take a look. Let's see if I would consider buying this thing. Because, okay, let's see the all-time chart. Like, after a big move, like once again, it just kind of consolidates at this level. It kind of goes up slowly in price, making you think it's all good, and then maybe it just has another massive dip or something. This has happened twice. Goes up massively in price, kind of slow bleed out for a while. I guess that's still a fine spot to buy in long term. Then just kind of has this fake out move and comes back down to normal demand levels and then consolidates, and same thing happens. So once again, I think we could see something like this. Or I guess more like this. It just has this drop in price, maybe the slow little rebound, and then maybe another big drop as people take more profit. Maybe it won't happen. Either way, I think the skin's great to hold for the long term. That's why I'm still holding my Dragon Lore. I didn't sell despite the fact that it dropped like $1,000 in just a few days, to be honest. I bought the thing for 3,600. It's 7 grand now. It'll be 10 grand eventually. I've got no reason to sell something like that. So I'm in no rush, looking for good entries, and hopefully those come. And if I buy anything, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Of course, check out Skin Place with that link at the top of the description. Start selling your skins instantly for a very good price and get a 2% bonus as well. But for now, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.